like champagne. I'm totally vibing. It's true what they say. It's all about timing.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Unscripted. My name is C Chronicles and I go by that name across all my social media platforms. So do feel free to check me out on TikTok, Instagram, as well as to check out my second channel, C Chronicles Talking Sense, where I focus mainly on clone fragrances. Now on this channel, guys, I post fragrance related content, some from the West and some originals, if you will, the popular fragrances on the market. And if you're new and you like that style of content, please do consider subscribing and joining the family. To those who are returning, thank you so much for the continued support. Oh, and I also post some vlogs on this channel, so it's a mixed bag. That's why I called it Unscripted. Today, though, we have a fragrance to review. This is Tiziana Terenzi Ursa, and if you are familiar with the Tiziana Terenzi fragrances, you'll know that most of them come in this bottle. Of course, they have some of the other bottles, but this is the the bottle that is similar to that of Kirke and stuff like that. So we're gonna spray Ursa on my skin, and I've been wearing this fragrance actually I'm gonna say for a while because I've been testing it out. And the thing about this fragrance is it just the first burst like that is enough. It's one of those profiles that come off as loud there, that you know already to take it easy when it comes to the spray. Now the notes listed for this one is dried fruits and some rum, and I immediately get a boozy accord just in the air. As I've sprayed it like that, you will know that this fragrance aligns with boozy fragrances. So if you like the style of fragrances, you may want to check this one. However, before then, let me get into more detail, right? There's elamine here and some nutmeg, so it's going to be spicy as well. Patchouli, some tobacco, incense, vetiver, and olibanum. So this is a complex mixture of notes put in one bottle, right? And then to wrap it up at the base there, you have to expect some leather, agarwood, and vanilla. Agarwood, also known as oud, right? And vanilla. So that boozy opening is there, and it sticks around all through the entire way of this fragrance. This fragrance is one that I am going to describe as a lot of things, right? I get woody, I get musty, I get animalic, I get dusty, green, I get patchouli, I get boozy at the same time. It is a presentation of a lot of things happening at the same time, and it immediately asserts itself as one that's not for the faint-hearted, or at least as one that's going to be easy to be worn, or that's going to be easily adaptable to those who have used a lot of fragrances or who are well versed with a lot of fragrances. Say you're transitioning, guys, from designer to niche, and you start with this, it might not really tick your fancy because this is quite a complex composition in a bottle. It takes some getting used to. There's a musty feel around the wrap up of this fragrance, and that animalic tone, a dusty vetiver that you're going to feel there, and the earthy weight of the patchouli. There's also something that's green leaning that hovers around this boozy feel of a fragrance. And then, of course, the serving of the dried fruits, making it feel as though it has a sticky, fruity, sticky thing going on, in the background. Something that would remind you of maybe some dates or some sticky raisins. So it's got a sticky thing going on there without being a fragrance that I can class as sweet, if you will. Okay, I'm not saying it's not sweet, but I wouldn't say best sweet fragrances and include Ursa. I would have misled people, but I can say best aromatic, best spicy, best woody. I can say best boozy. That is the category I would put, this fragrance in. The style of scent here is one that needs getting used to. It's either one, you have to be well versed with fragrances, or you just are open-minded when it comes to scent. I get an odd scent for a lot of people, but for those who are, of course, well versed with fragrances, I get an easily likable fragrance, right? Because the complexity of it is what makes it stand out. It is the same complexity that would make somebody who's well versed with fragrances want something like this, okay? Because it's going to give you that rum, okay? And it's going to give you a musty feel. Something about it feels also dated, as though it's vintage toned. So it's all those facets, guys, that make this a gorgeous fragrance. And then, as I said, in the middle and the base of this fragrance, there is agarwood, wood, leather, the combination of such notes, even smoke. And those are notes that can make people think twice, right? What I can say about the oud in here is, in as much as it's present, I'm going to say it's refined. Unless, you haven't dealt with screechy ouds, you will say it's screechy. The oud I get in here is not a stanky type of oud. It's not the sort of oud that I sometimes get from other fragrances where it's oud and smoke, right? There is a tease of that incensey thing, right? But without it smelling like a fire, fire smoke. However, the wrap up of this oud mixing with the woods, mixing with the tobacco has a bunyadi wrap up to the fragrance itself. So this is quite a journey in a bottle, and I just feel shortchanging you even making this review, because I feel this is going to be nose specific. What I'm getting here, you are going to get. If you're just working on the notes and following the notes, you're going to relate. But it's a fragrance, say for instance, I would say definitely do not blind buy. You'd want to test this first, unless of course you've been on a fragrance journey that's like goes back in time and you are used to all these other fragrances. Then you're gonna understand this fragrance. But the one thing in common about it is it's going to have that earthy accord. It's also going to have patchouli. So patchouli is a note that's been played around with within a lot of fragrances. So if you like patchouli, you're going to relate a little bit, and then add some aromaticness. Imagine yourself walking in a forest around dry trees, that sort of thing. That is what I get in Ursa, a very complex composition, but one that can easily draw you in if you give it a chance. It's one that may come off strange but may draw you in. I noticed the magnetism of this fragrance on my skin, something that I was not expecting. The initial burst may be a put off, but if you give this fragrance a little bit of some time, you will find that you're gonna have the most beautiful layer on you, especially on the skin. However, not a light or a faint scent. It is a prominent scent. It is a loud scent. People around you are going to also smell this. The other thing I like about it is it comes off, though weird, as a fragrance that will not bother the people around you. As I sprayed it, I have one of the most vocal daughters when it comes to fragrances, and she didn't say anything about it, meaning it didn't tickle her nose the wrong way, because it just has this beautiful thing around it, especially after it settles. The initial burst may be so strange, but as it settles to become a beautiful aromatic, in sync, green, woody, boozy type of fragrance there, with a dusty accord, earthy, that sort of thing, you will then get to maybe appreciate this fragrance even more. It does have a decent lasting power, this one, so a little is going to go a long way, which is a good thing, because the price point of this is not exactly on the coins or affordable category, but for what you get, I think this is one of the ones that is worth it, and it is one that is going to make you stand out if you like fragrances that are unique, fragrances that are complex. So uniqueness in a bottle, beautiful juice overall, a pleasant surprise, something that I was not expecting. I've been seeing this fragrance flying about. This particular bottle is not mine. It actually is Ajua's bottle. I do not own this. So she actually said, okay, I would love to know your thoughts on this fragrance, and she gave it to me to test run it, and I thought, this is nice. This is really, really nice. And I don't know of a clone of it or anything like that, but this is really gorgeous. It is refined. C Chronicles is my name. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let's meet in the comment section. We'll obviously discuss more about fragrances. Let me know if you have used Ursa from Tiziana Terenzi and what your thoughts are on this fragrance, whether you like the scent profile, whether my description was enough to give you a mental shortcut. If your senses were able to transport you to what I was explaining, then this review was a success. Remember to turn on post notifications. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Stay safe, stay blessed. Love you as always, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.